Morning all of you, and our today's topic. So the next topic is common modeling, common mechanisms. So in basic building blocks.
Ma'am, screen share చేస్తారా? Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with our today's topic. So it's common mechanisms. So before I go into the details of common mechanisms, so under basic building blocks, what we have studied, common mechanisms means a mechanism is a procedure. Okay. So what are the things you follow in a particular language? Okay. So mechanism is just like a procedure, how you follow the sequence and all. So that is what mechanisms. So in order to do those, there are some common mechanisms in UML language. So what are they? 4 things we have learned. So anyone can just name them. Specifications, adornments, yes. Common division and extensibility mechanisms. Yes. So as I told you, every chapter is from that table only. So that basic, if you know, we are again going to learn the details of each and everything one by one. Okay. So common mechanisms, first one we have specifications. What is the specification? Not only the graphical representation, but the graphical notation and the content inside is specifying something. Okay. So that is what we say it as specification. And not only that, moving on to the next one, adornments. So in addition to, so what we have learned, so in addition to means maybe yesterday we have learned with relationships. So in relationships for association, what are the adornments there? Name, direction, role, multiplicity, and then aggregation. Okay. So those are the adornments there. So we can talk the same thing under adornments or the things what we have learned in the common mechanisms. Okay. And then the next one is about common division. So how the division of a class and object is given. What is a class? What is the object? What are their representations? And then the next one is about interface and implementation. So interface and implementation, that division already I specified. So that is comes under common division. And then fourth one, yes, anyone? What is the fourth one we studied under common mechanisms?
Extensibility mechanism.
Yes, extensibility mechanisms. Under that, what are the things we learned? First one is stereotypes. So that is extending vocabulary. And then after stereotypes, tagged values. What are tagged values? What are tagged values? Extending
Properties.
And constraints,
New
rules.
Adding
New rules. Yes. So with this basic knowledge from the basic building blocks, so today we are going to learn common mechanisms in detail. Okay. So as I told you, each chapter is divided into 2 parts. So the first part is about terms and concepts. Okay. So before we go into the details of those, what exactly we are going to learn? So the abstract part we'll see, and then we'll learn in detail. So under common mechanisms, just now I listed out what are all the things comes under that. So stereotypes, tagged values, and constraints. So a stereotype is something where we give within the guillemets. So it can be for anything, the stereotype, in order to give some new vocabulary. Maybe mostly it will be for new classes or new packages or in order to name them. So in such cases we use stereotypes. Okay. And tagged value. So in order to show its properties, so those properties can be showed in the flower braces. So if you take this example, subsystems billing, So billing is the package here. So seeing the representation itself, you need to say whether it is a class, package or whatever. So seeing the representation, I can tell it's just like a folder. So it is called as a package and package of billing. So all the contents with respect to billing are packed as a package. So that's the graphical representation it means. But that package is nothing but all the subsystems under billing, all those comes under here. So that's why we are giving the stereotype. And that billing is of which version, that package is of which version, so that we say it as tagged value. Okay, so similarly we can also show, I told you UML is not only for the software things but also non-software things, hardware also we can show. So a server, so a server you can just represent like this, or you can say it as a node, NODE, cube, how we represent, and the structural things the last one. Okay, cube, and here the hub we are saying. So you are very familiar with what is a server, what is a hub and all. So I'm not concentrating on that much. So but here how these two are linked. So it is association, and that association, in order to make it more specific, so we are giving some condition there. We are giving some condition that greater than n 10 uh, Mbps for second in a line. Okay, so these are some constraints given here. So all such things can be given when you learn in details of common mechanisms. So let's quickly move on to the topic what we are going to study today. So the first half is about terms and concepts, terminology and concepts. So under this we are going to first learn about a note, NOTE. So as I told you already, note is a graphical symbol for rendering conditions or constraints or some comments or any kind of text or collection of graphical things. So any link or anything can be given within a note. It is just like a comment. So when programming language, when you are giving a comment, so that is for your understanding. Later when you come back, so maybe you may not remember. So but seeing comments, you can make out what exactly is the beneath lines for what you have meant. So similarly here also a note can have the text or graphical notations or any link or anything. Okay, so and as we have studied already, so a note is something where how it is represented graphically. Graphically, a note is represented as dog-eared cornered folder. Okay, dog-eared corner, dog-eared corner. So this is what we can say. So a note can be given any kind of text, so that number of lines. So there are no any kinds of rules and semantics in order to write into a comment. So there is no any kind of rules how to write or how to declare comments in programming languages, right? So comments are it's free form of text, and it can be written in any way however you want. So giving comments, you can give some symbols or anything. So the same thing you can say here. Okay, stereotypes. So just now I have discussed. So stereotypes we have to give within the guillemets and the word within that, and it gives the extended properties. So moving on to the next one, extended stereotypes are extended vocabularies, and tagged values are extended properties, and constraints are new rules we give. And notes, just now I was telling you, a note is something where the first one under common modeling techniques is a note. Okay, so a note can be given in three different forms. So that is, simple note we can give just as the simple text, or it can be a embedded URL, or it can be a link to a document. So just now I was telling you orally. So graphically, if at all you want to show the same thing, so we can give simple text means, so by giving the graphical notation of a note, within that what text you want to write, a simple free form of text you can write. Embedded URL means if at all you want to give any link, any URL, so that also can be embedded, included in the note. Or if at all you want to give link to any other document, so that also can be given. Okay, so these are the three kinds of three different forms of giving a note. So that is the first one under today's terms and concepts under common mechanisms. So the next one is about other adornments. So just now I was telling you about adornments in addition to. So in yesterday's class, relationships, what are the adornments we studied? For association, the four things. So that is maybe the cardinality or the role or the direction or the name. So all those are the in addition to. So the next one, on lo undira. Hello, sorry for the interruption. So the next one, so other adornments. So with the association, what are the other adornments we can give? So similarly here, the adornments can be given as the extra compartments. Extra compartments, when I say, so for class, the basic division of a class, it is into three compartments, that is name, attributes and operations. But the fourth compartment we have learnt already. Anyone can name what is the fourth compartment of a class for? Can anyone name what is the fourth compartment for classes? Yes, not studying at all. Responsibilities. Hello? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's insane. No one is responding. I cannot make out whether you are reaching me or not. Okay. So here the fourth compartment for classes is responsibilities. So similarly, like not only for the classes, we can also give the different compartments if it is needed for other basic building blocks also. So if you see here, the in adornments we can talk about two things: anonymous compartment and named compartment. So anonymous means which is not named. So usually we say some anamika, something like that, no? Anonymous, which is not named. Okay, named compartment means the compartment which is named. So here the different, you can really differentiate by seeing the graphical notations here. So the compartment, so here this is a class and this is the fourth compartment. Fourth compartment is for responsibilities. Other than responsibilities, you can also show exceptions. So exceptions is the heading what we are giving, and we are giving some name as exception. So that's why it is named compartment. So this compartment they are using in order to show the exceptions of this particular class. That is what it means. Okay. So whereas here the client node, NOD, the client node. So on this, what are all the executables available? So if you want to list them on that particular server or on that particular node, So what are all existing? We can list them. Okay, but just listing them without any heading to that, what exactly they are. So then we say it as anonymous compartment. I hope this is clear. Anonymous compartment and named compartment. So this add on to the existing one keeps on increasing as we learn the subject. So you also, the basic structure what you have learned, that is the basic foundation, but you need to keep on building things. So it's just like the tree structure we learned is just like a skeleton, and for that the muscles and the structure shape comes along with all the other contents of it. So that's how it makes the first 3 units. So this is about other adornments. That is a second concept under common mechanisms. And then moving on to the third one, stereotypes. So even stereotypes, it can be given in 3 forms. Stereotypes also can be given in 3 forms. So that can be named stereotype with icon, stereotyped element as icon. Okay, so how when we can say named stereotype, if any class is there, so that class, if you are giving some stereotype, say maybe for exceptions, in some previous examples we have given for a particular class, so any exceptions are there, exception handling. So there we have given stereotypes as exception and we wrote the general class definitions and all. Similarly, if any name is given like that for a particular class, so that is named stereotype. Okay, so and you can also use some icons like this. You can just concentrate on the mouse cursor here, the second one in the display. So the second named stereotype with icon, not only the stereotype given for a particular class, this is underflow, but also icon can also be given. Okay, and stereotype element as icon. So stereotype element as an icon means, so if you just take only circle, it is an interface, but the circle preceded with 2 vertical and horizontal lines connected to that circle, then that is the symbol for stereotyped element as an icon. Okay, so these are the 3 different ways of representing stereotype graphically and also the contents in them. Okay, and then moving on to the next terminology under common mechanisms is tagged values. So tagged values can be also given in 2 forms. So one is simple tagged value and the other one is value of the tag. So simple tagged value means, say this is the server. So what is tagged value? What we have learned, it is the extending properties. Okay, so about the server, I want to say it's what exactly it is having, what are the properties of it. So that can be given within the flower braces or the version of it. So the properties we can show using the tagged values. So this is the simple form what we are learning. But what more we are learning in detail. So when something like this stereotyped DLL, and this is a component. So as soon as you see the graphical representation, you should be able to say what it is. Okay, so here we have to give the condition here. So this .dll works just like server only. So that is the value of the tag. Value of the tag. So if you are specifically giving what is the value, then that is the value of the tag. Again, I just repeat, under tagged values we have 2 ways of representation, that is simple tagged value and value of the tag. Simple tagged value means we just give in the flower braces what is just the properties about that. Maybe here we are giving node, but we can give for the classes and all also. here we are giving the value to that. Okay, so the next one is about constraints. What is a constraint? Anyone? What is a constraint?
Adding new rules, ma'am.
New rules, it's a condition. Okay, so here for constraints we have many semantics rules to follow, the how to give the conditions and all. So if you can just concentrate on this example. So portfolio means it's a profile. Okay, profile of an individual. So the profile of an individual is associated or linked to bank account. Yes or no? So if you are opening any account in the bank, so all your details, all your profile, what is your name, address, designation, so what is the source of your income, so all that details are attached to bank account. Okay, so here in this scenario of profile and bank account, so we are giving some condition here. So is this bank account, what kind of security it is giving? So it is secured, we are saying. So that is a simple constraint. So without any of such constraints, if there is no security, nobody will open any account in the bank. Since they are secured, in order to keep your deposits of amount, so that is why we approach banks, and that's how we maintain our bank accounts. So in that scenario, we just give the simple constraint as secure. So bank accounts are secured. Okay. So the next thing, bank accounts can be of corporation bank or the personal bank account. Okay, corporation means maybe the college accounts or organization accounts. Okay, some industrial accounts, so like that. Personal means it is with respect to individual accounts. Okay, so a person, so profile means a person here with respect to a person having a bank account. Maybe he may have corporation account or a personal account. So when we are giving like this in terms of constraints, so or, it's not and, it's not compulsory that every individual should have the corporation account and personal account. It's their wish. So that's why we are giving or here. So, and this or we call it as constraint across multiple elements. So either they may have this account or the personal account. So this or is becoming as constraint across multiple elements. Okay. So this moving on to the next one. So the personal account. Personal account. So the property of a person, gender, it can be either male or female. And the constraints here. Constraints here. So 0 husband may have 0 wife, 1 husband may have 1 wife. Okay, so that is the one-to-one relationship, how the nominees and all everything will be specified in the bank accounts. So that's why we are giving the cardinality this way. And also OCL. So here OCL means formal constraint using OCL. So object constraint language. So OCL is object constraint language. How we are studying UML? So similarly, you have other kind of languages in order to learn such things in detail. So this OCL stands for object constraint language. According to that language, we are giving some formal constraint like, so it's compulsory that the gender, if it is female, then only that self profile who is having bank account will be the wife. If the gender is male, then only it will be the husband. So these are some constraints what we can give based on OCL, object constraint language. So the general scenario of this. So here in this scenario, they are trying to tell us about different ways of giving constraint, a condition here. So simple constraint, first one, saying that bank account is secure, and the multiple constraint along multiple elements can be given by saying either corporation account or personal account. Okay, and the next one is based on OCL, object constraint language. So based on the genders, nominees, so everything, this cardinality, and that can be defined. So constraints, three ways you can give: simple constraint, constraint across multiple elements, formal constraints using OCL. Okay, so these are the things about constraints. And then moving on to the next terminology under our first part of this chapter, that is standard elements. Standard elements, the first one we have stereotypes, which specifies the classifier that a stereotype may be applied to other elements. So stereotype is something which within square brackets we call that brackets as guillemets, and within that we specify, and that stereotype can be applicable to anything under basic building blocks in order to give new vocabulary. Okay, so the next one is about documentation. Documentation specifies comments, description or explanations which can be attached. Okay, so it's the full content of what you are talking about, what you are documented about. So these are the two standard elements. So if at all any 2 marks question or anything, if it is asked, what are the standard elements we use for common mechanisms, means then you need to say about stereotypes and documentation. Okay, so this documentation are related to tagged values only. Okay, so this is about our first part of today's topic. So I just brief what we have learned. So the first part, terms and concepts. So first we learnt about notes, NOTES, notes. So what are the different notes we learned? Simple text, embedded URL, link to document. And the second one we learnt about other add-ons. So that is, we learnt about anonymous compartments and named compartments. And then moving on to third one, stereotypes. We learnt about named stereotypes, named with icon, stereotype as icon. And then fourth one, tagged values, simple tagged value and a value of the tag. And fifth one, we learnt about constraints. In constraints, we learnt about simple constraint, constraint across multiple elements, and then formal constraint using OCL, object constraint language. And finally, the sixth one we learnt about standard elements. So standard elements under common mechanisms are stereotypes and documentation. So this is about the first part of today's class. So the second part, so these are the terms and concepts. Where exactly we can use this? So we can apply that in the real-time examples or the scenarios given. So that we learnt in the second part, that is common modeling techniques. So the common modeling techniques, again 4 we have. Common modeling techniques, again 4 we have. The first one is modeling comments. So what are the basic things we learnt about comments? So it's a free form of text. It won't follow any semantics or rules to give how to give comments and all. Okay. So here the example, if you remember, this is the example what we have learnt for single inheritance yesterday. If at all the same thing we are using, and for that still more, if at all we want to give comments to that or more readable format of this diagram. So secure. Yes, ma, mute yourself. Mute yourself. Okay. So here history. So for the base class, so history, if at all you want to talk about this history, or if at all you want to give some more details about this history, by using dotted line, you can just give a note, 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 and in that you can clearly specify what exactly it is. So it is about the requirements. shall conform to corporate framework for transaction logging in compliance with federal law. So what exactly they want to relate, for what kind of history they want to maintain security, so that can be clearly texted here using a note. So similarly here, so what exactly the other things we want to specify, so that also can be given as the note. So this security, the present value and history value, they are the methods of the base class, and they can be implemented in its child class. So when it is implemented in its child class, what will happen? The methods of parent class will be override by child class methods. Okay, so the same thing here, the policies, see, maybe that is not our concept, but just I am telling you, since the abstract classes it has come. So here the present values, so present values, it is based on some policy, so that policy and all the document for that policy you can give in the comments. If at all in detail they want to go and check, so then you can check. So when we are browsing something, when you are searching something in Wikipedia, so it will just give you a paragraph in detail, so it gives some link. So if you click there, again it will take you to another new page where all the details of it is shown. So similarly here we are just giving the gist of the model, but that model, what exactly each thing in a description format, so that can be given use as a note. And if it is not 2 or 3 lines of thing, then you can give a link, or you can embed a document or a link. So using that, you can go to that document and read. It's not mandatory that only few lines you can give for a comment. Okay, so the first terminology what we have studied for note, so it can be a simple text, or embedded URL, or link to a document. So anything in any form you can give. So that is about the first common modeling technique. The second one, modeling new building blocks. Yeah, tell me, modeling new building blocks is nothing but what it is under common mechanisms. Modeling new building blocks, I want the answer from you. Modeling new building
Names.
blocks. No.
Names.
No. It's the stereotypes, no. Using stereotypes, you can get new building blocks. See, for a class, exception handling means we are giving exceptions as a heading, and new building blocks we are framing, no, that is using stereotypes only. So you can just make a note of it. Modeling new building blocks means stereotypes. So here the example they have given as modeling new building blocks. So this diagram, maybe it is new for you. So for now you need not worry. So again in detail we will be studying under activity diagrams. So here this is what we call it as the flow, how exactly, where it is starting, where it is ending. If you can relate, these diagrams are just like your ER diagrams. Okay, so here these diagrams we call it as activity diagrams in our UML. But here we are learning these things under basic new basic building blocks. So the name new basic building blocks is nothing but the coach. Okay, and he registers into the team, pay fees, get event materials from the teams, and return event materials. So this is some sequence in some scenario wherein get event materials, it is from the team, and teams are 2 types again, unregistered and registered. So first they get, and then they get registered, and then they practice, complete, and get event results, and the team it is going to perform. So that's how it's related. So new building blocks can be shown. Okay, so in this perspective, exactly the activity diagrams are not needed, but still they have given. So for now, you just take it as modeling new building blocks means the stereotypes. Okay, then the next one, modeling new properties. Yes, tell me, modeling new properties, which one will do? New properties. Tagged values.
Tagged value.
Yes, tagged values. So if you see here, the example given here is 4 subsystems under billing system here. So in the initial explanation of this chapter, we have seen just a folder with the subsystems, the stereotype. So similarly here, for billing system, they have subsystems. So these subsystems we are naming for each package as subsystem with the stereotype. And we are also giving the relationships. So what are those subsystems? You can name them. This is field access, billing, accounts payable, world currency. And then, so more properties of field access can be given within the flower braces by giving the version and status. Here, the version and the status and by whom, and here also version status. If you can just make out, the base class is 2.5 and its subclasses or the child classes, their versions are increasing. So 3.2, 3.2.1 and this is 7.5. Okay, so here, and not only that, you can give the dependency. Say suppose if one software is built and the different versions are there, how the new version is evolved? It is evolved from the old version only. Okay, so that's why we are saying the new version is depending on the old versions, and in other terms we can say old versions are depending on new versions. So once they are developed, so before developing, this new ones are depending on the old ones, because from the old ones only the new ones have to be created. Once it is done, it's in usage, then old ones will be depending on the new ones. So we are saying in the later perspective only. So that's why older ones are depending on the new ones. Okay, so this is the example of modeling new properties. So moving on to the fourth one, modeling new semantics. Yes, modeling new semantics means grammatically rules and semantics we say, no? So in order to model a new semantics, so here the example of the department and person, this scenario they have taken. So this example we have seen in structural modeling yesterday, the last common modeling technique. Under relationships, the last common modeling technique is structural modeling. So in that we have learnt about department and a person. Okay, one or many persons belongs to many departments, and among many persons, one person is the manager in many departments. One person is the HOD in a department. Okay, so this relationships, whatever we are having, association, two kinds of relationships we are showing, and that relationships, so this one is from the group itself, the HOD is from the group of the department. So similarly, this one association what we are showing is the subset of the main where all the members are present. Okay, so that's why the association of one belonging to many departments is subset of one or many belonging to many departments. So this is what the new semantic we can say. Okay, so these are the things for today's session. This is what I wanted to cover in today's class.